Have you ever wondered, what if you have used your old computer that has an old CPU to build a new PC with all spare parts you have, and in this case, with a more modern GPU? How well will it perform, and should you do this?
This is actually not the GPU we will use. This is not 5070 Ti.
This computer has an old Intel Core i5 4th generation CPU, which was made in 2014. So what about the GPU?
This is actually a 2080 Ti, which is Ti, I think. Or is it Super? I don't know, the namings are kind of weird. Sometimes they are Super, sometimes they are not.
No, it is an RTX 2080 Super, not Ti, of course. You may now ask me, why do you even want to do this in the first place? In fact, many will say that such an old CPU paired with an RTX 2080 Super GPU isn't ideal, but also the CPU will limit our GPU. This is true, but how much will it be actually affected in reality, not in theory? And let's face it, I just really need another computer. Well, having some spare parts, and many of you may actually too, you can build a somewhat maybe adequate computer for gaming and all of the other general tasks. Of course, other than the ones that require CPU the most, such as Blender or compiling anything. This video was actually done when Microsoft decided to end support of Windows 10, because of which many PCs that are fully functional were replaced with newer ones, and many of them have been going to sell on such sites like eBay, where you can buy the PC that will have identical CPU to mine or even perhaps a little better for cheap. Perhaps now it is more clear why I opted to do this video, and also at the end I will share my experience with it after a month or two. I don't really know how much time has gone since has went since I have started this video. Now to the building process. It has DOS included, as you might see. So what do we have here? We have Intel with stock CPU cooler, which I don't know how great it will be for performance, and we will need to take it apart because it has so much dust, and we will need actually to also change thermal paste, because from 2014 I can imagine what thermal paste does it have right now. Also, we have an SSD included. You probably may think SSD in 2014 era? No, that doesn't work out. And that's because I've actually got this computer from school, and they have just ripped the hard drive that was inside and used some of the drives that they didn't need, and this was the drive they didn't need. Well, but I do. So we will try to change this power supply. Here it is. It has actually 350 watt, which is not plenty enough for our GPU with CPU. So we will need to change. There are two ways we can do that. We can leave it as it is and just change the power supply unit and try to show in the graphics card. Or we can do it more hard way. We can place it into another case which has already a power supply in it. Well, you may say why, and that's because those are spare parts. So here it is, the greatest case they'll probably have. This is so easy to repair and upgrade, as it says, that even if you want to open this, you will need actually screws to get outside of that. Voltage from it. Oh, nothing. Great. I have opened the wrong side of it. It's fine. Come on. And let's open our gaming case. We have this great thing, which is great if you want to show in the graphics card. You have already a lot of dust in here, which is great, especially. We have one fan. Okay, right here we have the fan is greatly attached, as you might see. This is perfect. And this riser card, I think. One included fan is better than nothing. So what are we going to do? How do I unscrew this? And I want also to get rid of this. But I've got this out.
How? Just unscrew it from here. I don't know if it is possible to get this completely off. There are many computers that don't allow you to, I think. So I will not try to. And probably I don't need to even. I have just gotten this out. We will need actually to take this case and clean it. So let's do that probably quickly. You will see no mercy. Or how are you gonna call it? This is probably the best I could do. Probably. Now let's get back to the older case. We have here, oh, sorry. Crucial DDR3 RAM, which we have 2 sticks of 8 gigabytes. That's actually better than I thought. I know I have this for long, and I forgot already all the specs it has. So sorry. Let's close that. Oh, we have here also, do you want to have a DVD drive? Because I do. No, we will not use it. We'll leave it as it is, as well as the power supply. There are not many connections we need actually here. I might just as well make a photo of it just for myself. I have all photo images I might need. So now let's take apart, not take apart this case here. We'll take the motherboard first out. Yeah, I've done it wrong, I know. This is ATX. Power supply. This was so hard. And oh my god. We have it. I will get it now to the outside, and because there is so much dust, I need to get rid of the dust. Yikes. Aha! Here I have it! And now it's much nicer, at least. What else do I need to get from here? There's only one thing, which is the SSD. Okay, let's take our SSD from here with the Corsair. Oh my god, it just slides off. And this is a SanDisk SSD Plus. How much storage do we have here? 480 gigabytes. You probably can't see anything here. I have taken this a little apart so I can clean it. Here's an SSD. I can show you a little bit here. It's very easy, very light, I mean, with that. And see what this is. This is from Corsair. Without any of those screws, you can just get easily it outside. This is very cool, and you can see probably that I have got this computer from school. They probably didn't need those because, well, whoever will use Corsair here? Thanks. So now let's get to the newest case. What we will do now is put the motherboard inside and screw it in. First we need to do it in the right orientation. Place all cables away so that we will be able to connect it. Now let's place it. And let's screw everything in with the screw that actually came with it, with the motherboard itself. Here. And let's just screw it in. So basically that's it, what we'll do now. Hello back again. Now if you might watch or pay attention to the screws inside here, you may see they're completely different from the ones I have used. The thing is, it does not fit here in this case, at least because the holes are too tight for that, and I needed to find all of the screws I had lying around and test which could work on which could not. I feel like I'm the only one who tries to do this not gimmicky at all and to really use it. But that's fine too. So I thought at the start maybe I will need to check the manual for where are the most PCIe lanes, but I don't need to with those PCIe lanes. Fine. Let's now connect the GPU probably, or no, we will not connect it. We will connect actually all of the cables we need. Here we have it, a computer that is completely built now. I'm sorry for not including everything, but here we have everything, and now we can close everything up and then test it. Now we will go and install an operating system here. Here you can see the computer itself. I have now connected the LAN cable into it, and I have here an operating system which you will install. Now you may think, which operating system will I install? It has actually an i5 4th generation CPU, and if you know, it doesn't actually support Windows, but it can still run it actually. If you tweak some settings in, for example, Rufus or any other installer for the installation mediums. But that is not the operating system I will use, mainly because I have already a lot of the computers that are running Windows, and there are some things where I need to have a Linux. Also, it will just run faster because it needs less power on the CPU. So therefore, this is really something that we will feel more when we switch to Linux. So here we will use Arch Linux because, well, I will use this computer, and Arch Linux is the one thing which I think is the easiest, at least also for me to manage, despite what they say to you. So we have connected now the USB drive, and let's power it on. And I will need to quickly get into installer. Yeah, the monitor was off. Case status open. It does that all the time. I don't really know how to change that. We can also, while we are here, yeah, the mouse is pretty much very slow. I think that I have made it faster actually with the, yeah, I have made it faster with DPI. Those buttons on the mouse, which some have reported it doesn't work, but fine. It does work here. So first one which we will do is change it to the UEFI disk that we have. 32 gigabytes. You may see that we had actually our Arch Linux installed, but I want to do it fresh here because I've made it for other purposes. What do we have here? We have a fast boot, limit CPU AD, execute disabled by Intel virtualization technology, Windows 8 features, peripherals, on board USB 3.0. We don't have anything really standing out here that I might want to change, but this is a great UEFI, I will say, for power management. No, I think everything is the way it should be. We can also try to change it later, but for now this is fine. Now it restarts. Continue boot. Hey, Arch install medium. Hello? Ah, there it is. And yay! And now we can do Arch install script. It will fetch everything, and now we have it. So Arch install language will be English, locales, keyboard layout. We do have here English US, local language the same, and encoding UTF-8, which is great. Mirrors at regions. And we will have here Germany, which I need to find, or Netherlands, but it doesn't matter for me. Here it is. Yep, optional repositories, multi-leap, and testing. We can probably do that, but that's fine. Back, rations, swap, RAM, no. bootloader, because we have here like 16 gigabytes of RAM, and even 8 is pretty okay for this system. 16 is great. We will use grub. I know it is better to use a systemd if you have systemd, but grub just gives you more options, so if something just goes out. I have better experience with grub generally. Hostname, Arch Linux, we can change it. Authentication. We'll create a root password, which you will type and you will not see. User account, add a user. User account, add a user. Yes, sudo, and then confirm and exit. Now we will go back, profile, desktop. And now what we'll use here is both things. I should have probably stick to only one, but I think it will generally be better if someone comes to here and want to do something he doesn't know of. We will have Kitty Plasma, and for myself I will have Hyperland, which should work fine. I am not sure what is better, because this is the thing that has not been before. It has changed a little. So, okay, we need to have Polkit. Graphics driver. Okay, graphics driver. We can use that. And we can use NVIDIA. I will use proprietary driver because there is the most chance it will work the best. Even though there might be the same, but there is little less, so to say, gambling here. Light DM or GDM, let's do it. It just looks nicer. Applications, Bluetooth. I don't know if I have Bluetooth, but we can do audio, and we will use Pipewire. And now let's go to, do we have Bluetooth? Would you like to configure Bluetooth? No. I don't think I have here Bluetooth, so that's why. Linux default, or should I use Linux LTS? This is something I also don't know, because the last time I've used Linux LTS. Okay, I think Linux LTS is only for older computers. If you have something like really older, then you might need it. Probably should be fine with normal Linux. Network configuration, copy ISO. Use network manager, necessary for GNOME, KDE, Plasma. Yeah, additional packages. We are loading now packages that we might need. And here we are. It has changed drastically compared to before. And now we will search for NeoVim. Oh, I've added only one. We will search also for Zen browser, perhaps. No, we don't have it, so we will use LibreVolve, which we also don't have. So we'll install Firefox, just so that we have one additional browser at least. We can also install GhostDTY. And what can we also install? BTOP. This is 100%. I'm sure that I will need that. Steam. I will still need to install it, so because we want to game here. Ooh. Microcode. No, we will not install something for Intel. Intel, Vulkan, Intel. I think that's it. So now we can Firefox and NeoVim. That's pretty much it. Time zone, automatic time sync enabled. Yep. And missing configuration, disk configuration. Wait, have I skipped this? Disk configuration. Yeah, I have. Partitioning is the best effort one. And it will automatically do 1 GB for boot partition, which does seem as if it wants to do not UEFI but boot, but that's fine. We'll use ext4. You can use BetterFS for better snapshots, but I don't really want to experiment right now. And now I think that's it. Install. Yeah. And now, like that, it will install itself. And it is started installing. So we are back. What I've installed so far is Intel Microcode, which is essentially just an, so to say, an update for the CPU. more like GPU drivers. You can think of that like that. I've installed a couple of the applications also already. Let's turn this off, you didn't see that. And what CPU do we have firstly? First we have i5 4th generation 460. And the CPU has 4 cores and 4 threads. Currently it's sitting at 35 degrees Celsius, which is the thing that I haven't really expected, because, well, this comes with a stock cooler. I know some people use it day to day, but this is really great actually. And we have 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is plenty. So first we will try to play some games which are more CPU bound, so to say. For example, like Minecraft. It's the game where you probably will not profit that much from the GPU itself. What we have here is the newest Minecraft version, which should be the worst performance should have actually in the CPU. And we have here some optimization modes, because let's be clear, if you play Minecraft, you probably would want to have some optimizations modes. It doesn't matter what you want to do. And then we will also try to use shaders, because this will be a place where you should be able to see where the GPU comes in, and you will not lose as much of performance as you usually see on normal computers where the CPU isn't really that limiting factor of the PC. And after the Minecraft, we'll also try a couple of the other games. And right now it's just fetching all the other things. It's sitting at 19% right now and 37 degrees Celsius, which is pretty good considering the fact that we don't have any almost fan in the case. We have only one, which is for exhaust, and nothing more. But it has better ventilation still, even like this, than the previous case, which should be actually pretty much good. This isn't a problem. 71 mods, I don't think this is true, but fine. Let's create a new survival mode. Let's just make this appear bigger. And we will check also the CPU while it will create it. We will create a new world. Test bench. Because why not? We can do that. And let's select comment and world. We have everything, bonus chest, general structures. Yeah, create new world. And let's see at our temperatures. Yeah, I can't even hear the computer. If you hear something that is from the other computer which sits there behind you, yeah, that's fine. Let's make it appear bigger right now. It's at 50 degrees Celsius. Let's just fly around here, just test the CPU. Yeah, it's doing fine. 50 degrees. I can see that some chunks don't load that great, but the CPU isn't throttling on nothing. It's at normal temperatures, so that's fine. Let's now zoom in, which should not be a big factor for CPU. We have currently 60 FPS. Now you might wonder why, and this is because the VSync is automatically enabled. Wait, let's turn off this. I see this first time that looks like this. Shadow distance is bigger. 12, simulation distance 12. We will do everything's fine. VSync turned off, and we will do unlimited FPS. Free FPS. 500 FPS almost. What the hell? I did not expect this happening at all. Now let's fly like this and see how much the FPS drops while we do this, and how much the temperature will change. Can you see something? Yeah. Oh, it does not change. It draws it now even better than before. Wait a minute. 52, 53 degrees Celsius and 52. It is not even climbing, so the it can really great hold the temperatures, even though it works now completely. This is weird. I did not expect such high FPS in game. We are hitting now 600 FPS, and I'm not doing something with graphics. Those are all fancy graphics like it is by default. What is happening? This is more than playable. Let's just turn on really quick we will test the most easiest one, which is Photon. I think it is the most easiest one, at least for me. I had the most FPS with it. And we will test how it will perform actually. Because this is the thing that I have not expected at all. 150 FPS, what? I did not expect that because I have less frame rates on my other computer. I mind it is actually 4K, so it is not 1080 like here, but still 180 sometimes even FPS. What? Holy shit. If we try something that consumes a little more power, let's go with Unbound. Because Reimagined, it tries to stick to the vanilla flavor of the Minecraft. This one tries to change it a little, so it should theoretically be more intensive on the resources. And would you look at that? We have 140, 150 FPS. Well, look, this is i5 4th generation. How do you perform that great? Let's go to the other aspect, okay? We will now try, let's get rid of that, rethinking voxels. If you know what is that, it is mind-blowing. It uses ray tracing, or at least some form of it, but it consumes a lot of power from the computer. I can probably now hear it even. The CPU does not do anything. I can hear the GPU only. 80 FPS! 90 even sometimes almost. Let's fly around here now. 70. To be clear, this shader is taking a lot of power on almost any machine. It will take on every single machine a lot of power because it uses ray tracing. So, my god, this is actually great performance. Holy cow. I did not think this will be that great. Can somebody explain me this? This is a different computer with RTX 3070 Ti with CPU 16 cores, i7 10th generation K even, overclocked, and it has the same almost FPS as in Minecraft on the other computer. You can buy really a graphics card nowadays for 200 euros or dollars and then put it just inside any of the computer you have, and now you have it, you can play almost any game you want. If really what you want to do is game, then why not? I wanted to try a Factorio schedule, but right now, let's just try schedule because Factorio will run fine. This is the thing that we all know. Let's run schedule, and then we will run satisfactory, and then we will run another game, which is even more resource intensive, which is Ready or Not. The Vulkan shaders are still processing, and this is not on the CPU itself, but on the GPU, I think. The GPU does not do anything, the CPU too, so it's or bugged or anything. I can just skip this, so yeah, I will do that right now. So the camera is back on stand. It does not do anything on the processor. I don't understand what it does, so let's skip that. But still, this is schedule game, which is only 2 gigabytes. Probably. On the other game, if it says Vulkan processing, I will just leave it and wait till it is done, so you'll see the full power of that. But this is very, very cool game to play. Yeah. It's funny, it has been popular recently. I'm probably doing this already too late with this game, but still, this is just cool to see. Without the GPU, I will not have really great time playing this. Let's turn off the VSync so we'll see the full power. Quality on ultra. Even in my computer, I can do really ultra for some reason. And the quality doesn't change itself. If you do on ultra, it will just be slower. It will be like 50 FPS or something. We will see. How fast will it load? Spawning player. Let's see again at our CPU. It's even doing better than in Minecraft. This is really playable. And with playable, I mean, there is nothing that will say it is not. I mean, the frame rate is... My god, I don't know how much FPS we have, but this is great. This is more than 60 FPS for sure, because we can see it, because this is 60 Hz display, and you may see this video only with 60 FPS maximum, because it doesn't allow more. So let's try Ultra, which I don't do also on my computer, because you don't get any quality improvement, at least I don't see it, but you get less FPS. What? Right now, let's just move, because the CPU probably will need to show something. And no, it is only bound to the GPU here. And performance is great. I don't see any hiccups, nothing. I know I should have probably installed the tool that shows you the GPU and all of that stuff, but I need to give the internet connection, and I cannot use it every day. What about the internet connection? You will probably see. I will do next time something really cool. Let's now talk about the CPU performance. 50 degrees Celsius. The GPU itself is using 6 GB of VRAM, is at around 70 degrees Celsius. Now that's hot. I don't know if it is great or not. So it is probably okay. It was on ultra. On high settings it is just 54. I have a search and it says that 80 to 85 is the maximum. But let's go to different game. But you can see right now all of the games run awesome. Let's try Satisfactory, and then we will try Ready or Not. And we will see. Unable to sync, play anyway. And we will need to process Vulkan shaders, and also from 0. Oh, weird. What I do see is that it does it really slow for some reason. Do I need to turn off and turn on computer again and then it will work? Or what is the case? This is something I don't know, because it doesn't really utilize it on full power. So let's just say skip, and we will turn it on. I just want to see how it works. Need to install them now. Yep. Oh, UE prerequisites, Unreal Engine. What is this? I haven't seen this. Do I need an internet connection actually for this? Seems like no. Setup successful, Epic Games. Huh, fine. This is actually the first time I see this. Probably because I have never tried to run such games on Linux. So now currently the Satisfactory starts, and we will see how the CPU and GPU both perform. So the only thing which I currently see is that games take longer to run because they need the CPU, and the CPU is at 100% and it is sitting at 56 degrees Celsius, which is fine, not a lot, and it drops even then. And the graphics card right now does nothing, and therefore it just sits there. And yeah, we have autosaves and all of that stuff. And also don't forget that we didn't process Vulkan shaders. So really, you can play, it feels like you can play every single game. It's just that you will need to wait perhaps, maybe longer to initialize the game, but it's only that. Okay, timed out. Now we can, okay. Load game? Do I have something? No, I don't. I have a mine, but without internet connection doesn't have anything. Just skip intro. Start game. I just want to test it. That's it. Nothing more. We will see how long will it take to load. So this took a while, as you might see, but it works then. So really the only thing is that it needs to load all of this. Therefore, The better CPU you have, the faster you will be. But after you have loaded that, everything works. And everything works actually greatly. And then it really all depends on the graphics card you have. Because right now this is a great performance I have here. And the settings that we have here probably are high. I don't really know with you. Ultra. So we have everything at ultra. Medium, NVIDIA DLSS at balance. Okay. So we have everything set up specifically for this GPU, what this GPU can handle. There is that. Now let's exit to desktop and try the last game, which is Ready or Not. Are you ready? And let's try it. Running install script. The funny thing is, on October 14th, just 10 days ago, okay, that isn't just, they verified it for Steam Deck. Steam Deck is in Linux, so great. I could have run it even like that without them verifying it. They just verified, yeah, that works, but still. This is great news. Running install script Microsoft.NET framework. Lol, this is actually the first game that processed Vulkan shaders in a second. So, really just in 2 seconds or 3. That's cool. Now, until we wait. After 3 minutes, it turned on to the main menu. Single player and now Commander. No. Quick play. Yeah. And yeah, while we wait, I will tell you that yeah, the only thing right now is just the problem with loading. To be fair, Ready or Not is kind of the game that loads not that fast compared to all of the games that I've tried. Even on the other machines, even with NVMe SSDs, with better CPUs, water cooled, I mean, yeah, and overclocked a little. What's the reason? Not really sure, but yeah, this is something you should take in consideration. This just visualizes what is the worst case probably when something loads just extremely slow, but then when it's loaded it actually is very fine. The temperatures are fine. 58 degrees, 60 now, and then it drops. So 60 is really just the maximum the CPU takes. Let's focus back on the Ready or Not, and we will wait probably 1 minute or so. So it took me something to eat. Now 5 minutes are approximately have passed, and it has loaded. So this is really a worst case scenario where Ready or Not really is playable once you have loaded. It's really great, but it takes long to load it. This is really a game where you mostly see that you need a better CPU. But even then, everything's fine. Even on the GPU, it uses already 74 degrees Celsius. Not great. But I don't really know how much does it use also on my machine, so I can't say anything. Buy cheap, buy twice, Rust Belt. Oh, when you try to change that, you will feel that. But really, if you could not play with nothing with this computer, now you can play everything. Almost. So, still, this is really great. This is much better than I have expected, to be honest. Hey, there is that. And let's load Thank You Come Again. Then the first mission that you can play, and the most common one that you will see probably when someone is playing this game. So yeah. Now what is going on now with the CPU? Everything seems fine actually. 62 degrees Celsius is maximum right now. A little more than with other games, but that's fine. Completely. Oh, we are actually loaded. So, yeah. We can game. And this feels completely great. So I will tell you this. This computer, with this computer, everything works. Of course, there are plenty of games that there will be some games that will just require long to turn on. But let's be real. This CPU costs around $20 if you want to buy it used. If you would have said, well, I will spend 30 or 40 even dollars on the CPU to 50 and then buy the motherboard to it, you will spend approximately 80 euros, depends really, then you will get much better CPU than this one. But even with all parts, man, this is amazing. Yeah, of course, this is a bit tricky to play with this stand thing in my way. Well, let's try at least. And the performances of the CPU is just sitting at 59 degrees Celsius. The GPU is 68. It will be better if I do a ventilation, like a fan for case. But still great. Now open the door. Oh. Open the door. Okay, he surrendered already. Do it. I have said to ya. Do it. Put it on the ground. Yeah. So there's that. But that isn't it still yet. And you will now see why. And what we are going to do now? Probably I have already answered this question in the video. I forgot if I did or I did not. But I have right now one problem, which is the fact that I can't use simultaneously this computer with internet and the other one. And for that I will need to get or one cable plus or dig the hole and all of that stuff, which is not the thing I want to do. Second option, wireless connectivity, and wireless connectivity here sucks. At least I can't connect anything here to the Wi-Fi. And that's because I have a lot of APs here, access points. So nothing will really improve it. But the third one is which I choose. And they are here, now they have come here. And I will show you right now what they actually are. You might already know this. I am going to use this. So here we have a switch, a 5-port gigabit switch, which should work actually really great for our case. And we have also an internet cable here, a 3-meter one actually. Now this video is not as janky as you might have thought because, well, a lot of the videos on the internet that you might see this. This is actually the best cable I have ever seen. This is Cat 7. And this is because you can't buy Cat 6e. You can only buy Cat 6. And the difference between those two cables are €1. So why cheap out then? Cat 6 can do only 1 gigabit. And I have 2.5 gigabit on that PC port. So why not utilize at maximum power rate at least? Once, for example, I want to connect NAS or anything other different. So this video, yeah, this is not as janky as many of the videos as you will see, because many of them do that for fun and nothing more. They will not utilize this. This PC I will actually utilize, and yeah, and therefore I needed to have real solutions with switch and with internet cable. So what now? Well, I have one option. You can see here the CRT monitor still from that days. That PC is on that side, and I will run here like switch down the bottom, and I will connect the from the router cable one, plug it in, which is actually one that connected to PC, and 2 cables, one which is this will go to that PC and one go to that PC. Well, why do I have one cable then? Well, wait. That's because I already have another one, which is this one. This is a Cat 5e cable. I don't need anything more because this one will give maximum of 1 gigabit, and I will connect it to this computer. And this is just because I had it, so why not utilize it? So that's the thing we will try to do now. Weird shape. Cool. Everything just cool. Here we have it. Yeah, power supply unit and power source, so to say, and feeds, which we will not use. So I have connected it finally. I have the switch. This is just right now testing, so don't look there much. I have tried to do this for the whole other part of the room, so that it will not be that easy to see the cables for better cable management, so to say. But it's mainly for testing purposes. And I have plugged it in, and everything works now. But that's great. We can also turn on then the computer and then try it out. So I had no network at first. Right now I do have network. I just let it be for 1 minute, and then everything works suddenly. And I've also turned off the loop prevention because I'm dealing here with 2 computers, so there should be no loop. I don't know, and it should be working faster without loop prevention. I think. I don't know nothing about this, so currently, right now, yet. Let's turn on the computer. Well, remember I said I will use this machine? Not anymore. The PSU is fried, basically. Maybe I will show you the pictures of the components that fried, for example, the resistor. I think this is called like that, and probably a relay, but I'm very unsure about the relay one. So yeah, I'll need to get another one PSU. And no, it is not because of the switch, which I thought initially, but this was coincidence, like always. Yeah, now I will need actually to get the GPU inside. It seems like everything is fine from the component side. The motherboards seem to be okay. And to be fair, this should not be at all the motherboard's fault. This, everything that lies here now is just disconnected for now. That's not how it was. So yeah, basically that is it. Even those HD USB are things now disconnected because the power supply is taken apart. Those come just from the case. That's why. Yep, I will now plug this in and probably buy the new PSU and then rebuy everything, and we will see how it goes there. But this was actually cool. I really liked it. This was actually then the part that I don't like at all. The part that where I was scared to do anything with computers ever again. At least I had this feeling, being scared of electricity. Now about the other part, which is this. You probably see this is a mess, right now at least. I want to do something about this another day. Well, I will do this. Today or tomorrow, probably today, I will, even if I have enough time for this. But I think yes, I will now go and do this. Remember I have said I will do this today? Well, I have done it. Well, not, I have done it partially. I will do it completely tomorrow when this new power cord will arrive. No, extension. I don't know how it's called anymore. Brick, however you wanna call it, and place it right here, so that this will be able to connect there. A month or so has passed. Whoever knows now, because for some reason it took me a very long time to just get and finish the video. I can't explain it, but fine. I have used this computer for a lot of time, actually more than I have thought I will at the beginning. Now, this computer works after I have placed the new power supply. I have also new power brick here, or however you want to call it. I don't know yet how it is called. And yep, everything is great. And I have here Arch Linux with Hyprland, which I have customized. I have here also the weather, which is plus 7 degrees Celsius. I don't know how much that is in Fahrenheit. In Fahrenheit, we can now also go to BTOP and everything works. So the only one component actually doesn't work anymore after that incident with PSU, which is RAM. I don't have 16 gigabytes of RAM anymore. I have only 8 gigabytes, which is because one RAM stick died. Yeah, I have seen that it's 8 gigabytes and then tried to replug it and see if it was just an issue with sealing or whoever knows what. And then the computer could not boot even. I have found the right RAM which caused the issue and now everything works, but I am left with 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is enough for me because I'm not doing anything here that resource intensive on the RAM, but also on the GPU and on the CPU. I might game here, yep, because I have the GPU, but that is the other question. The one thing I do right now here the most, which is SSHing into something and coding and something like that, or programming. So yep, I am very happy by what I have. The computer works very, very good, even better than I have thought initially it will. And I can do anything basically I want. I now have another computer which is now specifically dedicated to me, which I can completely use whenever I want to and customize everything to my needs. And I don't need to sit all the time on the laptop, which is great news, especially. I think this project was amazing. Especially I have just tried first time to do it all alone with building the computer because I have never done it completely alone. But even then, I still needed some help, of course. Mainly being not strong enough with some cables that I could not plug out or plug in, yeah, and other things. But yeah, it was a fun little project. I have now a switch also here for the internet connection. Everything works. I am very surprised by how performant it is. And I will say you one thing. If you have an old computer, or if you want to buy a somewhat computer if you don't have any, this is something you probably even should or you can do. This is what you need to know, that you just can't do that. It will work great. The only problem maybe is to find the components, and that's it. But if you have an old computer or if you buy one, you can buy even with better CPU than this, and you have a GPU or buy one, yeah, everything is great. You can do that. Just check the power supply if it is good enough or not, and that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video interesting, at least in some sort, and you can write down in the comments whatever I have done wrong or where should I improve something, or perhaps just what you think of this. Have you expected this performance, or just have you done something like this? Because I'm reading every single comment, so yeah, I think this is very interesting. So have fun. This video should come out in approximately when there is like 2 weeks or 1 week to the Christmas Eve and then to the New Year. And yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and bye.